You are asked to solve this without using any calculator. Many failed it, not because they do not know what they are doing. Kindly pause this video, solve your own, and drop your answer. Let's know if you can get the right answer. Meanwhile, let me show you what they did. That they quickly added 10 to 6 and they got 16 divided by, they also add this 2 plus 4 to give them 6. Now, they multiply 6 with this 3 with 6 and they got 18. So they now have 16 divided by 18, which is the same thing as 16 divided by 18. They now reduce 6 to its lowest term by dividing both the denominator and the numerator by 2. So when they divide it by 2, they now got 8 over 9. And this is what they got, which is a wrong and incorrect answer. So if we are to solve this, what is the first thing we have in mind? We should remember our order of operation, which is PEMDAS. PEMDAS shows that we should solve the parentheses first, the exponent, followed by multiplication and division. And note, multiplication and division, they are on the same level. They have the same priority, meaning that whenever you see multiplication first, that's from left to right, the one that comes first, if multiplication comes first, you solve it before division. If division comes first, you solve it before multiplication. That's what makes them to be on the same hierarchy or the same level or the same priority. The same thing is applicable to addition and subtraction. So addition and subtraction are also in the same hierarchy. That means you have to solve it from left to right. So having this in mind, we will use this order of operation to solve our question. And now the question here, we have bracket, that's a parenthesis. So we first of all solve the bracket first. If we solve the bracket first, we have 16 divided by 3. This bracket is 6. So remember that our order operation PEMDAS. So after the parenthesis, we have exponent. We don't have exponent in our expression here, but we have multiplication because this 3 is a sign of that is multiplying the bracket. So, but division comes before multiplication. If you follow the order of operation here of our PEMDAS, that multiplication and division, they operate at the same level, but you solve from left to right, depending on the one that comes first. So if we rewrite this expression, we will have this to be 16 divided by 3 multiplied by 6. Following the order of operation, we will now have this 3 to cancel itself, 3 to cancel itself, and cancel 6 to have 2. We have 1 here because 3 cancelled itself. And then what we have our final answer to be is 16 multiplied 2. And when 16 multiplies 2, we have 32. And this is our correct answer. Next, let's solve the second example. This is the second example. Many people fail this also by solving it like this. 25 subtract 5 will give them 20, which multiply 1 plus 2 raised to the power 2 is the same thing as 4. So they will now have 20 multiply 5 because 1 plus 4 is equals to 5. So if 20 multiply 5, the answer will now be 100. And this is very wrong. It's an incorrect answer. So for us to solve this correctly, we will also apply the order of operation here, which is PEMDAS. And remember, PEMDAS, P means parenthesis, E means exponent, M means multiplication, D means division, A means addition, and S means subtraction. Remember, multiplication and division, they are on the same level or the same priority, and you solve them from left to right, depending on the one that comes first. Likewise, addition and subtraction, they are on the same level, which must be solved from left to right, depending on the one that comes first. So if we apply PEMDAS in this mathematical expression, we first of all solve the bracket, which is the parenthesis. And if you solve the bracket says 1 plus 2 raised to power 2. And 2 raised to power 2 is the same thing as 2 multiplies 2. And 2 multiplies 2 is equals to 4. So we now have 1 plus 4, which is equals to 5. So if you bring it down, we will now have 25 minus 5 multiply 5. Now, the next thing is exponent. We've solved the exponent, which is inside the bracket. So the next is multiplication. And if you multiply, we now have 5 multiplies 5 to give us 25. And we also have 25 here. 25 subtract 25. So the next is division, and we do not have division in our mathematical expression, that's in the question. Next is addition, we do not have addition, and the next is subtraction. Now, if this 25 subtract 25, our answer here will be 0. So, do you see the difference between the person that solved without order of operation and the person that solved with order of operation. Let's solve the next example. So this example 3, if we solve making use of our order of operation being PEMDAS, which is parenthesis, exponent, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. Remember, multiplication and division, they are on the same priority or the same level that must be solved from left to right. And addition and subtraction are also on the same level that must be solved from left to right. So if we apply this here, we now have, first of all, the parenthesis, we solve the bracket, then subtract 4 will give us 6. Multiply, the next is exponent, and the exponent we have here is 2 raised to power 2, and 2 raised to power 2 is the same thing as 2 multiplies 2, which gives us 4. Therefore, we have 4 here, subtract 2. So we've solved the parenthesis, we solved the exponent. The next is multiplication, and we have 6 multiply 4 to give us 24. Subtract 2. Then from the order of operation, after multiplication we have division, but there is no division in our expression, mathematical expression here. We also have addition, but there is no addition, then subtractions. Therefore, when 24 subtracts 2, we have 22, and this is our answer. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, click the notification bell for more amazing videos. Thank you.